guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids. We are going into our 12th year homeschooling this year. If you are not subscribed, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're notified of all of my future videos. Today, I'm going to be sharing my homeschool curriculum choices for my 2nd grader. And it's a little weird because Lucy is still so little. It's weird to have 2nd grade and high school. That's what it is. But this is our 3rd year going through a lot of these resources because I did them with Emma and then with Jack and now with Lucy. It's really kind of fun to go back through some of our favorite books that we read so many years ago. Emma and Jack have really enjoyed watching Lucy start to take interest in some of the books that they loved when they were her age. So I'm going to turn the camera around and share those resources with you. So let's get started. So first up is history, Bible, and literature. We don't really use the Bible schedule with Sunlight. We do always get the resources and I do use the resources, but I don't follow the schedule specifically for Bible. But we are going to be doing HBLC, which is Intro to World History, year 2 of 2. Last year we did level B, which is year 1 of 2. Now they have adjusted the ages for their levels. They did this a few years ago. However, when we started using Sunlight in 2010, this was a 2nd grade level. They did not have a specific kindergarten level like they do now. It was A was kindergarten, B was 1st grade, C was 2nd grade, but it does like an age range. I'm not exactly sure what the age range. Okay, so it's ages 8 to 10. So Lucy will be 8 late in the fall, so this will be fine for her. And we've done this for both Emma and Jack as a 2nd grade curriculum, and we really enjoyed it. So this is going to be the history portion of Lucy's year and literature. So all of our read alouds, not including Brave Writer stuff. I don't think I'm going to have a ton of Brave Writer for Lucy this year. It's mainly going to be Emma and Jack. I don't think she's quite ready for the Dart, but she's too old for their new program, the Quill, in my opinion. So we may do 1 or 2 darts. We will see. I tried a couple last year and they were okay. Level C, history, Bible, literature, year 2 of 2 of world history. It's a really good level. I'm going to go through the books now and share the books. Now, this, we got this first, gosh, I can't even remember when I first got level C, but this is the updated instructor's guide, but I still have all of the original books from level C, and I don't think that I added in the new books. I think there's only a couple. The Penderwicks might be one. We've already read the Penderwicks, so I probably will not use that, but I will share all the books with you. First up is Geography Songs. This actually comes with a CD, but I don't have the CD right here. They're just cute little catchy songs to help learn about geography. My kids have always really enjoyed this, and actually Lucy has listened to this CD a lot over the years and likes a lot of these songs, so it's just a little fun activity. Then we have Gladys Aylward, The Adventure of a Lifetime. There are usually one of these Christian Heroes Then and Now books, and I think almost every level. We really enjoy these. We liked it the first time and the second time that I've read it, so we're going through this the 3rd time, and I'm looking forward to exploring this with Lucy. This time she has not heard this one at all before. The next book is Story of the World, Volume 2, The Middle Ages. Now, in the Sunlight level, they actually use the book Children's History of the World, but I really love the Story of the World, and so we have always used this. So we use the first volume for level B, the 2nd volume for level C, the 3rd volume for level D, and the 4th volume for level E. And then we repeat these again in G and H. So in G, it's volume 1 and 2, and in H, it's volume 3 and 4. So We love The Story of the World. I think it's a great book, and Lucy really enjoyed the first volume last year, so we are going to continue with The Story of the World instead of Children's History of the World. Eric the Red and Leaf the Lucky, Window on the World. We like this book okay. It was not our favorite when we went through it with Emma and then again with Jack, but I do still include it. Peter the Great, Michelangelo, Good Queen Bess, the story of Elizabeth I of England, the Usborne Time Traveler book, which I think we used this a little bit last year, but I really like this book a lot. And then the Usborne Book of World History. Then we have The Adventures of Sir Lancelot the Great, Sticks Across the Chimney, Captain Nobody. This one's a little bit harder, but my kids have always really enjoyed this book. Red Sails to Capri, 21 Balloons, The Little Riders, The Minstrel in the Tower, The Door in the Wall, The Apprentice, Strawberry Girl, and The Word Came with Power, The Cricket in Times Square, The School Story. This was also a favorite of Emma and actually really got her excited about writing her own book. And so when we read this the first time, when she was, I think, around 7, it just really sparked the love of writing for her. So I love this book. Tales of Robin Hood, The Aesop for Children, White Stallion of Lapisa. And then that is all of the history and literature books. So then for English and Language Arts, we are going to be doing Language Arts Level 2 from Sunlight. Again, this is my 3rd time through this level, but this is the updated version. It came out in 2020. So essentially, we just go through and do the activity sheets for the most part. We don't do every bit of the activity sheets. We use all of the books that this program has, and we kind of go on an interest level basis for the language arts. We don't do everything, and we do tend to mix it up with some Brave Writer resources from the Writer's Jungle, which Julie has actually retired the Writer's Jungle, and she's come out with a new product this year, which I have not seen yet, but I think it's similar to the Writer's Jungle, just completely updated. So we do some of the writing activities in here, and then I do some of my own activities as well, but we do follow the whole schedule for the reading. So these are the readers for level 2. Lucy has read some of these already, but I did pull all of the books just so that you could see. I pretty much will let my kids read anything that they are interested in reading, but we do go through these books as well. I just, reading is really important to me. So if they get ahead in a level, I will just let them go to the next level. I don't make them stay just with this level of language arts because that's the level we're doing this year. So if she gets through all of these books, which Emma and Jack did very quickly when they did level 2 language arts, we will move to level 3 language arts books, but not the worksheets, if that makes sense. So we have Greg's Microscope, Mouse Tales, The Fire Cat, Frog and Toad Are Friends, Amelia Bedelia. See, Lucy has read all of these. Frog and Toad All Year. She read these, when did she read these? Like February, March, April, I think. Surprises, Pompeii, Buried Alive, Hill of Fire, the Titanic, Lost and Found, Wagon Wheels, The Sword in the Tree, The Big Balloon Race, Daniel's Duck, Frog and Toad Together, Nate the Great, Owl at Home, and The Beginner's Bible. So this is, I think this is the first book that she reads, and that she reads through the whole Bible and then moves into the rest of these readers later in the year. Now, moving on to science. This was actually the science that I had expected to use last year for Lucy. However, we did not end up getting that science until October, and we were already several months into our year and winding down on our first semester because we usually take from Thanksgiving to New Year's off from our formal curriculum. So I did not use this at all, but Lucy was really, really excited about using this program because of the coding with Scratch section in this, and because Jack loves computer programming and coding and all of that stuff. She really wanted to do something she could do with Jack. Not that he will be teaching her, but he will definitely be able to participate in the Scratch portion of this science program. So even though this is level B, we are going to be doing it with level C, which is fine. We have used a lot of the different sunlight science levels and gone back and forth between sunlight and apologia, depending on the year, depending on what my kids are interested in. So this year we are going to do level B, and so I can't remember if I shared these books last year or not. I know that I didn't share this. This is the second grade science experiments, and this is new last year. So this whole program has been redesigned last year, and so we are going to be using this. This is all of the activities. I like that it's all in one book. I feel like it makes it a little bit easier. It is giant though. It's a giant, giant book. But Lucy is really excited about this program. Now, the books that we'll be using are Marie Curie's Search for Radium, which we actually read last year. When we were doing a history of science, I did a history of science level J with Emma and Jack, but Lucy did participate in some of it. And when we talked about Marie Curie in their history, in Emma and Jack's history, I did read this book to all of the kids so that Lucy could be included. Coding for Beginners Using Scratch. This is a book that we bought years ago for Jack to use, and he's gone through this whole book, and Lucy was super excited to see that this was an option because it was on Jack's bookshelf. Find Out Earth, I Wonder Plant, See How It's Made, Magic School Bus, Inside the Earth and At the Waterworks, and then we also do the episodes that correspond to these books on the TV because I just like to do that. The Usborne World of Animals, the Usborne Lift the Flap Periodic Table. This is another book that we went through last year when we were going through the periodic table for Emma and Jack as part of their history of science, and just, you know, giving Lucy something to do while I'm reading about the periodic table with Emma and Jack. And then this is not in this curriculum, but I thought that it would be useful. It's another of Jack's old books, the Usborne Lift the Flap Computers and Coding, which they'll be able to go through together just as another resource. And then the last of the core subjects that I have to share with you today is math. And for math, we use the Singapore Primary Math US edition through 6B. So this is my third time going through this. Lucy will be using 2A and 2B. These are just the workbooks. I do have the instructor's guides and the textbooks in a box in the basement that I have not pulled yet. So we will go through 1 to 2 exercises a day, depending on how long the exercise is and how much attention my kids have with the exercise. I really like Singapore. I think it's a nice, strong math program, and my older two did amazing with it and have always been really, really good at math. And so I definitely am happy about that and will continue to use this with Lucy right through 6B. Yeah, so this is her math. And then the other subjects that we're required to do in Maine are PE, health, library, and fine arts. And I don't usually have a ton of formal resources for those things. For PE, my kids do a lot of running and biking and getting outside, and we have a trampoline and a treadmill. My older kids use the treadmill, not Lucy. But really just activity, getting out in nature, gardening, all of that stuff counts as PE in our home. Then for health, we usually talk about nutrition, and body changes and all of that kind of stuff. We just address it every year. For library, we go to the library. Our children's librarian always does these lovely tours. Lucy will be getting her first library card, I think, this fall. So that will be part of her library studies. And then for fine arts, we do a lot of watercolor, we do a lot of drawing, we like the YouTube channel Art for Kids Hub, and chalk pastels. I will have links for those in the description box because I can't remember the chalk pastel YouTube channel. And then music, Lucy plays the recorder, and we will probably start a little bit with beginner piano this year for her if she's interested. I don't really force it, but she likes to watch Emma and Jack play on the ukulele and on the piano, and there are other instruments that they play. Plus she loves singing and dancing, and so that will all be included. And then depending on interests, I will grab resources as needed, but we do not follow like a formal art curriculum or a formal music appreciation curriculum. We play music all the time. We play all kinds of different music all the time. We're a pretty musical family, and so I don't feel like we necessarily need formal instruction on that kind of stuff. I do have a couple books on orchestra and classical music, but I don't have them here. But they're just general resources that we have used over the years, and they are available if the kids want to use them. So that is everything for second grade. I can't believe that Lucy is going into second grade. I can't believe that this is the third time I'm using a lot of these resources. And when I pulled the books, remembering how much Emma and Jack enjoyed some of them was kind of fun. It was a nice little walk down memory lane. So if you have any questions about any of the curriculum and resources that I shared with you today, please leave them in the comments, or you can always email me. My contact form is in the description box, as always. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.